This is our latest project. After the Aljo, we picked up this 1967 Shasta SC16. It had been sitting on a farm in South Mississippi for, well, since 1992, whatever the math on that is. It's the last time they went camping as a family. And everything had grown up around it, and it took actually their family tractor. We had to use that to pull it up out of the little ravine it was in. It's in rough shape. There's some before pictures out there, but it certainly didn't look anything like this. So when we finished the Aljo, we also have an Airstream we were working on. We weren't sure about this being big enough for our family, so we found a lady really nice lady in Florida who was looking for a larger camper than the Aljo. Anyway, long story short, she's paying us to build this one to her specifications, so it's worked out really well. We are 4 months in. Obviously, we have it all gutted. We have all the insulation replaced, the electrical, the interior plywood, and we're at the fun phase now of course, the framing. We're at the fun phase now where we are working on the cabinetry. It's my favorite part. It's still laid out typically like the Shastas of the time would be. So we have a front kitchen, but this is where the old refrigerator used to be. We're going to make this more of a storage. It's a large area. It's almost 2 feet deep and even that much wider. We're going to build in a microwave on a drawer so it can be open and closed and not always be visible. Then there'll be shelving up top for storage. There's our hot water heater. Any other plumbing will come in through that opening and into what is going to be the shower. So this is the shower. New vent in the ceiling. New pan. We gave her a 42-inch long pan to give her more room. She'll have a composting toilet. This one had essentially a toilet that went straight into the, through the floor into the pipe and out. There wasn't a storage or anything or a black tank. We're not going to do that on this one. We're just going to plumb to drain out as well. But for the gray water, all the black will go for composting toilet. So anyway, this is the shower. We're at this phase. We've sealed the corners. We're going to come back over all of this, of course, with plastic and waterproofing. And then we will have hot and cold coming in from this end on a, she chose all the plumbing. So we'll have just like a corded shower head that she can bathe with. This is her closet. She's going to live in this for quite a while, so we needed to make everything as large as we could while still maintaining space for her. So this will be her closet, room for hanging, storage beneath. I'd say that was the theme of this build, is storage. So there will be storage underneath this bench, typical. What we did do though, this bench used to come out to about here, and you could put 2 people there. This will only be for 1 person. So we decided to save this space, not only so it's more comfortable to walk, you could also really appreciate this beautiful marmoleum flooring, which we'll talk about in a minute. So storage here. The other bench is separated off. This will all be water sealed, waterproofed for ceiling, and then she'll have access for outside, and that'll be for things like her jacks, her hoses, whatever she wants. But when we're finished, this will all be watertight, so nothing can get in. This is left open. There'll be a bench all the way across here that's fixed. She's got some baskets that she wants to slide under there for decorative purposes. Right up here used to be that bunk that had the fold down, typical Shasta bunk. She had no need for that. We removed it. We're going to add one long shelf across the back so she can store more things. This is the bed. Originally this was sort of a couch bed, gaucho if you will. Since we have so much seating, there wasn't any need for that. So we're going to make it a fixed bed. But as you can see, it's going to have a hinge on the plywood and all of the storage underneath. That's a ton of storage. It's all framed out. You notice we put the plywood on the inside, so there's no framing exposed, so it's nice. Looks nice, and she'll be able to store just about anything she wants under there. I'm working on it, just finished a small side table that's going to come here. It's about 18 inches wide, 22 deep. She had a really good idea. I built in a shoe rack into the side of the cabinet, so that'll go on this side as you walk in, store your shoes. The front, we're going to surprise her. instead of just being fixed, we made a small slide out garbage can storage, similar to what you would have in a modern house. You know, they make those in the cabinet you slide out. We haven't told her about that. We know from camping, one of the pains is always where to put your garbage. You're going to have garbage. Where are you going to put it? Inevitably, you end up with a bag hanging off a counter or something. So we wanted a fixed place for her to have garbage stored, and that's where it'll be. Anyway, that table will go here. There'll be an upper cabinet here that'll enclose this plug. This is actually going to have a 12-volt converter built into it. You see the wires there go to her max air fan. That's 12 volt. And then this will be open. I'll have more video later, but there's going to be wallpaper, combination of wallpaper and paint. It's going to be really cool. There'll be a small shelf above the door. Then you come over here, there'll be upper cabinet, shelf. The reason this is shelf rather than cabinet, we're going to have a mini split air conditioner mounted here, and then of course the unit on the frame. All right, the front cabinets, again, we wanted to maximize as much space as we could. If you know anything about these Shastas, the front wall tilts out, but that's about 9 or 10 inches down there. So even though this looks really big, it's narrow down there. So she's going to have cabinet door. This will be open so she can reach her hot water heater if need be, etc. And then drawer. There, you can see the boxes are in there. That back corner just kind of becomes dead space, unfortunately. There was never a good way to get to it. If we had switched things around, she couldn't access this side, and this you have to kind of reach around. So that's just going to become a dead space. And then she chose this refrigerator with the freezer combination. Really nice, fits the unit. But the cabinet height had to accommodate this kind of large refrigerator. So the cabinet height is about 32 inches. And it's a little taller than standard, but it's still going to work well. She's got a really nice sink we're going to mount here. Again, we're going to have hot and cold water running to it. And then she's going to choose a countertop covering for mica. She's choosing that. We're going to put that on there. What else? And then I guess really the star of this camper is this marmoleum. If you know anything about it, it comes in sheets. You lay it out with glue. It's really thick, really strong, beautiful. Lots of color options. She chose this teal. It's the first time we've worked with it, but we really liked it. So much so that we're going to use it in our Airstream. So the combination of colors in here will match this. There'll be teal on the front cabinets and teal on, I think, the side cabinet. My wife's doing all that. The rest will be white. It's going to be finished out in a shaker style with the cabinet fronts and door fronts. This door is going to have a window in it, kind of a plexiglass frosted to allow more light in there. It's going to be really nice. We're excited, but we're at a really fun stage, and as we progress, I'll add more videos or take more pictures.